Now let us discuss parabola at vertex 0, 0. So a parabola can be opens upward, downward, opens to the right, or opens to the left. So these are the parts of a parabola. We have the axis of symmetry, the focus, latus rectum, and the directrix. So we have here the vertex at 0, 0 table for the parabola. And we have the standard equations for the parabola. So if the standard equation of a parabola is given by x squared is equal to 4cy, meaning our c is greater than 0 because it is positive, so our parabola opens upward. If our equation is given by x squared is equal to negative 4cy, our c here is less than 0 because it is negative, so the parabola opens downward. And if our equation is in the form y squared is equal to 4cx, so still our c is greater than 0. But since this is in the y-axis, so our parabola opens to the right. And if it is y squared is equal to negative 4cx, our c is less than 0, so our parabola opens to the left. So we have this guide in graphing the parabola. So 4c means the length of latus rectum. C is the distance from the vertex to the directrix. 2c is the distance from the focus to the endpoints of the latus rectum. So we will see later. So let us have an example. Sketch the graph of the parabola with an equation x squared is equal to 12y. So notice that our equation is x squared is equal to 12y, and 12 here is positive, so that means it is in the form x squared is equal to 4cy. We can now anticipate that our parabola opens upward. So using the Cartesian coordinate plane, and we know that our vertex is at point 0, 0, and this is a parabola that opens upward, we are already a bit confident in graphing the parabola. So unlike sa circle and ellipse, yung una nating kinukuha is yung center nila. Pero dito kasi, yung katumbas ng center is the vertex sa parabola. So let us now find for the value of our focus. And since we know that the focus lies on the latus rectum, and in our guide, we know that 4c is the length of the latus rectum, gagamitin natin ngayon yung 4c para makuha yung focus. So our focus now is 4c is equal to 12. So ang kukunin natin dyan is yung c. So we will divide both sides by 4. So c now is equal to 3. So meaning our focus is at point 0, 3. 0 at x-axis and 3 at y-axis. So we can now locate that in our Cartesian coordinate plane. So we will count 3 units above our vertex. So that is 1, 2, 3, and that is now our focus. Bakit ang focus natin ay at point 0, 3? Kasi alam naman natin kanina, we already have a clue that our parabola opens upward. So if upward siya, and that is at vertex 0, 0, meaning yung y lang ang magmumove. So yung x natin ay 0, and then yung y natin ay magmumove, so that is 3 units because our c is 3. And that is now our focus. Now going back to our guide, we know that 2c is the distance from the focus to the endpoints of the latus rectum. And the value of our c is 3, so meaning 2 times 3, so 2c is equal to 6, and that is now the length of our latus rectum. So, yung nasa gitna niya is yung focus. So, it means that we will move 6 units to the right and left of our focus. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left. So, yung endpoints ng latus rectum natin is at negative 6 and 3 and at positive 6 and 3. So, that is now our latus rectum. Next is we want to find the directrix of the parabola. And we know that C is the distance from the vertex to directrix. So, if C, which is equal to 3, is the distance of the directrix from our vertex, if we will graph that, it only means that we are going to move 3 units below vertex. So, that is 1, 2, 3. So, that is now our directrix below point 0, 0. Yung dotted line sa baba ng vertex or ng x-axis. So, kapag kinonect natin yung points, so ito na yung magiging outcome ng ating parabola. So, that is the parabola at point or at vertex 0, 0. So, we're already done with the ellipse at center 0, 0. So, let us now move on to the center at HK of an ellipse. So, given example, give the coordinates of the center, foci, vertices, and co-vertices of the ellipse with the given standard equation. Sketch the graph. So, with this given standard equation, x minus 3 squared over 36 plus y minus 2 squared over 100 is equal to 1. So, let us find first the center of the equation. So, just like in a circle, if we will find the center of the equation, the inverse of the negative sign of negative 3 and negative 2. So, that is our HK. So, our HK now is 3, 2 or at point 3, 2. So, we can already locate that in our Cartesian coordinate plane. So, that is x and y. So, in our x, we have 3. So, 3 counts to the right side of our x-axis and 2 counts up in our y-axis. So, that is our center. And in the problem, we also have to find the foci. So, in finding the foci, we have the formula C is equal to square root of a squared minus b squared. Going back in our equation, we know that the larger denominator stands for our a squared and the lower denominator for the b squared. So, since 100 is the higher denominator, that will be our a squared and the other one is our b squared, which is 36. So, we will now substitute that in the formula in finding the foci. So, that is C is equal to the square root of our a squared, that is 100, minus our b squared is 36. So, C is equal to the square root of 64 and C will be equal to 8. Again, going back in our standard equation, if b squared is the denominator of our x minus 3 squared and a squared is the denominator of our y minus 2 squared, it only means that our ellipse or the image of our ellipse is vertical because the greater denominator here is in y-axis and that is a squared. That is under y minus 2. So, after finding the foci, we can now locate it in our x and y coordinate plane or Cartesian plane. But knowing that ang figure ng ating ellipse ay pa-vertical, so it means that yung foci natin lies along the major axis or the longer axis, yung mas mahabang axis natin. So, since alam naman natin na pa-vertical yung ellipse natin, so we have to count 8 units above the center. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is at point or at coordinates 3 and 10. And then 8 units below our center. So, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is at coordinate points 3 and negative 6. So, be careful dun sa paglalagay ng coordinate points. So that is the graph of our foci 1 and 2. So that is now the graph of our foci 1 and 2. So yung focus natin is at point 3, 10 and at point 3, negative 6. After finding the foci, let us now find the vertices of our ellipse. And in finding the vertices, we will get the square root of a square and b square. So we can get the value of a and b. Extracting the square root of a squared, and that is 100 in our equation. So the square root of 100 is equal to 10. And the square root of 36 in our b squared is 6. So let us now locate our vertices. What we got in A is 10. So that means from our center, we will count 10 units above and below to get the vertex or the vertices. So 10 units above, since that is 100 and 100 is greater than 36, meaning that it lies in y-axis. So 10 units above the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So our first vertex is in point 3, 12, above the center or above our first focus. And we will also count 10 units below the center. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so our second vertex is at point 3 and negative 8. Hindi ko lang nalagyan ng V sub 2 doon. But that is our second vertex. And since we got 6, doon sabihin natin kaya sa B squared, yung square ng 36. Meaning that is the vertex of our minor axis. So we can now graph the vertices in our minor axis. So that means from the center, we will count 6 units to the right and to the left of the center. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is the coordinate. The point is in coordinates 9 and 2. And to the left, we will also count 6 units. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is at point negative 3 and 2. So, kompleto na. Meron na tayong foci, vertices. So, we can already graph our ellipse. Connecting the dots, ito na yung vertical na ellipse natin. So, that is the ellipse at point HK.